Hello students, today we are starting with a new chapter, constructors. It's a very important and interesting chapter, that is constructors. In the last chapter we discussed about the classes and object. There we learnt about the definitions of a class, object, what is encapsulation, how class encapsulate data members and member methods, and why do we write such type of programs, and why class is called composite data type, and why do we write that variety program where we are going to combine the data members and member methods in a single class, and where we are going to create a object. And we learnt about the use of a dot operator, and also we learnt about creating an object with the command, with the new command. So we wrote programs on writing tool and student class. With that we were very much clear with how do we write or how do we design a class, how do we create an object, how we are going to link two classes by creating object, and the flow of the program also you all understood in the last chapter. So added to that particular topic, that is classes and objects, with that topic only, it's an advanced, it's an next version, next topic I can say. Along with that variety program, you are going to include a small topic to the same variety program, which is nothing but constructors. Let us understand in today's class what are constructors, why do we write constructors, how the constructors are, what are its features, or what is the purpose of the constructor, what are the types of constructor, what is the default constructor, all that we are going to discuss in today's class. So let us see the definition of a constructor. All of you know about the method. Similar to the other method, constructor is also a special method. Constructor is also a special method of a class with the same name as of its class name, but does not have any return type, and it is the purpose of the constructor is used to, or purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object of a class, and constructors are invoked automatically when you create an object. Let me repeat the definition. When you are writing, many times it is asked in the examination, what are constructor, what is the default constructor, what are the types of constructors. So let me repeat the definition now. A constructor is a special method of a class with the same name as of its class name, but no return type, and it is used to initialize the object of the class type with a legal initial value. If I take one example and if I explain, you will be very much clear with this concept, but time being, just for this explanation how it is, I am just giving you example. If you take this class exam, one class with the name exam, we are writing one method by name exam and if you see the return type of the method, nothing I have written here. So no return type is mentioned for the constructor. So if you write a method with the same name as a class name, then we call this as a constructor. Constructor never returns any value. We don't even write void for this constructor, and the purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object. Let me explain this. Suppose assume that you are going to design a program or an application where you want to give some of the initial values for the variables. Assume that you are going to conduct some examination for the candidates from the Bangalore, from the place Bangalore, we'll assume like that. So all candidate application number, name of the candidate may vary, but place name for all the candidates are Bangalore only. So in that case, the initial value of the place should be set with Bangalore or any place. So in such situations, any value which has to be set with the default in the beginning itself, that kind of statements can be written here. Or the variables what you write here, any initial value, sometimes you set with 0, sometimes you set with null, or any, for example, final value, or you want to set a pi value or any tax value, GST, all such type of variables where the initial values has to be set. Such kind of statement can be written in the constructor. Not only like that, because constructor is the one which is executed at the beginning itself. For example, assume that you are going to develop some game application or any software you are going to develop, or any program when you are writing. Assume that you want to give a welcoming screen when you start with the application. So welcome comes only for the first time. So anything which you want to write at the beginning of the program as a heading or as a welcoming screen or anything to initialize, such type of statements can be written in the constructor, because constructors are executed at the beginning itself. As soon as you create an object, constructors are called automatically. Means if you write any other method, suppose assume that I am going to write one method with the name display, something like this. If I write one method by name display, then void display need to be called explicitly. I have to create an object for this class, then using that object I have to write obj.display. So explicitly I have to call a method. Suppose if you write a constructor like this, constructors are called automatically, you need not have to call explicitly. So when the constructors are called automatically when you create an object. When I give you demo, you will understand thoroughly. First you understand the explanation. When I give you an example, definitely you are going to, all your doubts will be cleared. So the purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object with the legal initial value, any initial value or any welcoming screen, or as I told you, any final value you want to set. For all that purpose the constructors are created. And if you see the previous program where we were writing a set method, where we are going to set the object value with the initial some initial values, that instead of writing one set method, then calling the method, then going ahead with the rest of the calculation, instead of that setting work can be placed in the constructor, then automatically those initial values are set with the constructor, then directly you can go ahead with reading the values or calculation and the display part. So let us take one example and we will understand the working of the constructor. So constructor is nothing but a member method with the same name as a class name, and the purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object, and constructor never returns any value, and constructors are called automatically when you create an object. So if you observe this example, so this is a definition, and when you write an example like this, if you observe here, constructor name matches with the class name. Constructor name matches with the class name, and we do not write any return type for this constructor. So with this only you can make out this is a constructor what we have written. So let us take one simple example to understand the working of constructor. For that I have taken one, as I said in the beginning only while explaining, I told you the some examination where we are going to conduct. We'll assume that one exam, I have written one class name with the name exam, where we are going to take the application number of the candidate and the candidate name and the place, and the exam is conducted for Bangalore people, we'll assume like that. That is the reason I have taken one constructor. I told you that this is the one which is going to execute first, for the first time, automatically will get invoked the moment you create an object. So you are going to get one welcoming message like this, welcome to my program. Then initial value of the candidate will be set with empty and application number is 0. Later we take it and we set the values of these two, and the default place, as I told you, the place, default place, we are conducting for Bangalore people or something like that. So place is set with Bangalore. So initial value of place is given as Bangalore here. So constructor, whatever instance variables what you have taken, those variables are initialized in the constructor. Then after that we are going to write one display method where we are going to display the details of that candidate. As you all know, we write one more class where we are going to create an object. So if you see this line is going to create an object. The moment you create an object, this line, the moment you create an object, immediately the control will jump to the constructor and it comes and execute this constructor. So I can conclude that like this. The moment you create a object, constructor will get executed automatically. So that is the reason I have written one comment here. Exam CND1 candidate 1 is equal to new exam of. This statement will automatically call the constructor for the object CND1, and for this object CND1, I mean to say one object is created CND1. For this object initial value will be set, instance variable initial value will be set with blank, application with 0. The default value of the place is set with Bangalore. Then after that, after finishing this constructor, the control will come back, and the next statement we have got. Now we finished creation of an object now. Now here cnd1 dot name is equal to, I am setting the name of the candidate with John, and application number is given as 1221. Now place we are not setting. Why? Because already the place is the default place is set in the constructor. So here place I am not setting. The moment when I call cnd1 dot display, I am getting application number as 1220, 1221, 1221. This is the one we are going to get the output. Then name we are going to get it as John, and the place will be given as Bangalore for the first object, which is a candidate 1. Again I am creating one more object, exam cnd2, which is equal to new exam. Once again you are creating one more object. The moment you create an object, once again this statement also will go and call the constructor, and the object, the instance variable, as you all learned in the last video, that is in the last chapter, what are instance variable? Instance variables are created for every object. Now the second object cnd2 we created, for that object application number is set with 0, name is set with blank, and the place is set with Bangalore for the second object also. So once finished with the constructor, the control will come back and it will reach the cnd2 dot display. Now if you observe here, name application number I have not given any value here. So when I call the display method, name is set with blank in the constructor. If you see here, constructor blank I am getting, application number is also 0, only place is set with Bangalore. So we are going to get the output with 0 blank place as Bangalore for this second object. I just wanted to show you, each and every time when you create an object, constructor is called, and that particular object initial values, the instance variables are set with the initial value what you have given in the constructor. Anything else if you are setting, that has to be done like this, or through directly if you have any other method also you can call and set the value. So this is how this program is going to work, and when you execute, this is the output you are getting. First one, for the first object you are going to get, welcome to my program. This statement is given in the constructor. Nowhere we are calling the constructor. The moment you create an object, this will go and call the constructor, and this statement is there in the constructor, so we got this output. Then we are going to call the display method, where we are getting the application number, candidate name and place for the first object. Second time when you create the second object, again the constructor got invoked. That is the reason we are getting once again welcome to my program. Then application number, nothing we are setting here. So 0 we are getting, candidate name is blank, and place is set with Bangalore. So this is what the output we get for this program. Let us see the working and also how the constructors are called. All this what we understood practically we'll see with an example. The same example I brought it here. Application number, name, place, and this is the constructor, welcome to my program. I can also include here system.out.println. I'll give the message here, I am first. Means this is a method which is going to invoke first in the beginning itself, it's going to execute. So just a message, just for the confirmation to check or to verify how constructor is working. So first time when you create an object, that particular object name, application number is set with 0, place is set with Bangalore, then display method is going to display the detail. Then we are creating two objects. So first time, the moment you create an object, constructor is called automatically. Constructor is called automatically for the first object. Name, application number is set, place is also set, and this is what the message is as SOPLN statement. The message will be displayed on the screen. Once you set, you can't see the effect of what are the values of the object. Only when you call the display method, then you can see what are the values of that particular object. So for that reason, I have set the name and application of the first object with so and so details. Then I am calling display method. So when I call display method, this is what the output we are going to get with these values what I have set here. For the second object, I am just calling the constructor. So when I call the constructor, means when I create an object. When I create an object, constructor is called automatically. I have written a comment here, you can see. Constructor is called automatically. And here for the second object, we are setting, once again we get these two messages, name blank, application number is 0, place is set with blank. After that the control is coming back here and immediately we are giving display. So name and application details are not given, so those details will be given as blank for our name, 0 for application number, but place we have given as Bangalore, that is what the output we are going to get. Let me compile and execute this program so we can verify the output of this program. You can see here, constructor is called automatically the moment you create an object. Welcome to my program, I am first. These two statements are placed in the constructor. So these two statements, so it is a verification that you can understand that constructor got invoked automatically the moment you create an object. This application number, candidate name, place name, what you are getting, these three statements are there in the display method. Display method is the one which we are only invoking through candidate one.display. Because of that we are getting this output. But nowhere I am calling the constructor, I just given a statement to create an object. The moment you create an object, constructor got invoked. Second time also, second time we are creating CND2, means candidate 2. When you create an object, second time also constructor got invoked. Again you are getting these two messages which is there in the constructor. Again we are calling obj, that is cnd2.display, but no details are given for the application number and candidate name, so we are not getting anything. Default place is set in the constructor as Bangalore, that is what we are getting for the second candidate. So this is how the constructor is going to work. You will be learning more, or you will be understanding more when you start to write practically some of the programs. So I hope with this example the concept is very much clear to you. So with this, let me summarize now with the constructor. Constructor is also a member method. Constructor is also a member method with the same name as a class name, with no return type, not even void we write for the constructor, and the main purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object with any legal initial values. And constructor is called automatically when you create an object. So these points are very important which you need to know about the constructor. But if you see this example, okay fine, we have written a constructor and this is how the command is working when I create a statement like this. But if you think of the last chapter where we are writing the same kind of statement but still the program was working fine, though there was no constructor with the same name as the class name. So there was no constructor but still the program was working fine. How it was working fine? Because we have a default constructor. So let us understand what is the default constructor. And here the previous one what I explained, the same explanation I have given you here, because when you have started, when you are writing a notes, so you will be writing all these things as a reference when you are going through with this example. The same thing, whatever I explained, the information I have typed. So two objects are created with these values. So when you write the set command, the application number will be set for that object, and this is how we are going to get the output. So this is just an explanation. I have written the same thing. Whatever I explained, the same thing I have written in notes here. Now we are going to start with the default constructor. So what is the default constructor? So when you do not write any constructor for the program in your program, then Java compiler will supply one constructor, and that constructor is called a default constructor. Let me repeat this. When you do not write any constructor in your program, then Java compiler will supply one constructor to your program, and that constructor is known as default constructor. And when you write, okay, let me take one example. Suppose assume that I have written one class with the name my class. We have one instance variable name here, and I have written only void display. Assume that the name variable will be set while creating an object. With that object I am going to set the name. we have one display method where we are going to display the name of that that instance variable name we are going to display. If I write this program, when I create an object of this class, for example, assume that we write one more class. In that class we are going to create an object. So how do we create an object for this? My class obj1 is equal to new my class of. So when I create an object like this, but still my command is going to work fine, though I don't have any constructor here, because when you do not write any constructor for the class, then when you compile, automatically Java compiler is going to insert one constructor like this in your program, and this inserted one will be there in the .class file. Assume that when you write a program, myclass.java is created, and when you compile, a bytecode is produced with the name myclass.class, which is nothing but a bytecode file. So there in that class file, compiler is going to include one constructor. It is going to insert one constructor with the same name as a class name. Now when compiler is going to supply any constructor to your program, then what is that constructor is going to do? This constructor which is supplied by the constructor, that is by the compiler, will not do anything in specific, because it doesn't know what values to set for your variables or for the welcoming screen. All that doesn't know what has to be done for your program. It does not do anything in specific. Suppose if you have any variable, it just initializes these variable with the dummy value or with some junk values. So I have written the note here. The default constructor provided by the compiler does not do anything in specific. It just initializes the data member with some dummy or some junk values. Suppose if you write a constructor for your program, then compiler will not supply any constructor to your program. Only when you do not write a constructor like this. If you take this example, when there is no constructor, only in that case compiler is going to insert one constructor, and this constructor will not do anything in specific, just initializes the data member or instance variable with some junk values. So that is the reason, though in the last chapter where we were not writing any constructor, but still the program or the command was working fine, because the compiler was supplying the constructor for the program what we have designed. Since we know what are the initial values to write for the program, now just we started with the constructor. So we started to write the constructor. The moment you write the constructor, compiler will not supply any constructor to your program. So this is what about the default constructor. Very important, many times they will ask you in your examination, what are default constructors? Then let us understand what are the types of constructors. So there are two types of constructors. One is non-parameterized constructor. Sometimes when they give you section B variety question, there is a 15 marks question. In the section B they will tell you write a default constructor also they will give you. Non-parameterized are also called default, but in the examination if they are asking you what is a default constructor, you are supposed to write the definition what I have given you here. So this is what is default. When you don't have a constructor for your program, compiler will give, that is the default constructor. But non-parameterized are also sometimes called as a default constructor, but for the default constructor, but both are not same. But in as a question they will be giving you like that. Do not confuse that with the non-parameterized. So there are two types of constructors. One is non-parameterized and one more is parameterized constructor. Let us understand what is a non-parameterized constructor. As the name is only telling, constructor with no arguments. Constructor with no argument is known as non-parameterized constructor. The signature is same as default constructor. However, body can have any code unlike a default constructor where the body of the constructor is empty. In a default constructor, if you see this, nothing. Here we are not writing anything. Means the compiler when it is writing a constructor to your program, no arguments, nothing, but actually the code will be empty. As I told you, nothing, it does not do anything in specific. But when you are writing a non-parameterized constructor, you may fill with your own data. Assume that I have taken one example here. I have taken one example, class sample, sample of no arguments. So, non-parameterized constructor. A constructor with no arguments are nothing but non-parameterized constructor. But I have written some messages here. Some message I have written, or I may write some of the initial some variable I want to initialize. All that statements I can include here. Assume that we have one id here, int id. That integer id I want to set with the initial value with 0. So in that case I may give id is equal to 0 like this. So all these kind of initialization can be done in the constructor, but I am not receiving any parameter. So this is called a non-parameterized constructor. So when you execute this, there is a SOPLN statement, you will get the output as I am non-parameterized constructor. So this is what the output you are going to get for this program when you create an object and when you execute this. Then what are parameterized constructor? So parameterized constructor with arguments. If a constructor is taking an argument, then it is known as parameterized constructor. The parameterized constructor allows to initialize the various data elements, means the instance variables of different object with the different values when they are created. So this is achieved by passing different value as an arguments to the constructor when the objects are created. As you all know, constructors are called automatically when you create an object. Then it is not in our hand to pass an value, or it is not in our hand to call the constructor, automatically called. Then how do we pass the value to the constructor? So in that case, at the time of creation of an object itself, you have to pass a value to the constructor. You will understand when I give you one example. Let me take one example for parameterized constructor. So in this example, I have taken one class. Okay, let me remove this public class student. Whatever I have written, I am just explaining that we have taken one class student with that instance variable id and name. Now, if you see this example here, student tid string tnm. Now this is a parameterized constructor with 2 parameters. So now this constructor is nothing but parameterized constructor because it is taking arguments. How many arguments we are taking? 2 arguments. So that instance variables are assigned with the argument variable here. So what arguments I am receiving, that value will be assigned here. Then display method is going to display this instance variable. Now how do we pass the value for this constructor? The next question. So we write one more class as a main class where we are writing a main method. So in that class we are going to create an object. Just for the clarity, I pushed it to the next page. Public class, main class, where we are going to create student obj1 new student. And if you observe here, normally we open the bracket and immediately we close the bracket, but here we are not opening and closing the bracket immediately because the constructor what I have written is a parameterized constructor here. And all of you know that constructors are called when the object is created. So immediately the constructor will be called. So the same time I should pass the value for the constructor. So this line is very, very important here. This line is very important. Student obj1 is equal to new student of, do not close the bracket, immediately pass the value for the constructor. So this we do for parameterized constructor. So passing arguments while creating object. So this time the control immediately will jump to the parameterized constructor. id will take the value as 1221 and name will take it as John. The instance variable for that particular first object is set with these values. Then second time for the object 1, second time for the student 2, I am passing the id as 1222, then name as Robert. So immediately for the second object the values of the initial value of id and name is set with these values in the constructor, because constructor is taking those values and those values are assigned to the instance variables. So once you set the values, obj1.display, you are calling display method with respect to the object1. So object1 details will get displayed here as 1221 and John. When you write obj2.display, for the second object, the details will be displayed with the ID and name, because you are calling display method with the second object. So when you execute this program, this is what the output you are going to get, ID and name. So this is the output. You can also verify by executing this. Let me take the same program and let us see how this program is working. This is an example for parameterized constructor. Now here I'll take one example. Let me compile this. You can see how it is working. Okay, same class name. Okay, main class 3 I'll make. You can see the working. So this is the same example what we did just now, parameterized constructor. So this line is very important here. So when I compile, you can see the output for both the object. First object 1, object 2 details. So what we discussed just now, how it is executing parameterized constructor, that is what I have explained here. So this is what the output, that also we verified how we are getting these two output. Hope with this you all understood what are constructor, what is a default constructor, what are the types of constructor, and why do we write constructor, and when the constructors are invoked. With this I have given you some homework questions. So the homework question goes like this. This is a practice 20 homework question. So you have to solve it in your homework side. Means in the classwork side, the last behind the classwork, in the opposite side you have to write these answers. And for the last chapter, I hope by this time you got the notes. So start writing in your new classwork. Arrays and function, what has to be done, I will tell you in the later stage. Now time being, you start with the class and object in the new classwork. And homework side, any questions when you are getting, write in the homework side. So this is a practice 20 questions. I want all of you to write the difference between constructor and member method. Member method is nothing but, assume that you are writing one of the method, any other method other than constructor. For example, if you take void display, now this is your regular method. Exam is a constructor. So what is the difference between the member method and constructor? I want all of you to list out the difference. And the second example is about the program. You are going to create a class rectangle with the instance variable L and B, length and breadth, and you have to initialize these data members. What is asked in the question, only that much you are writing. You are not writing any creation of an object, all that you are not writing. For this example, what is asked in the question, only that much. So you are writing one instance variable with L and B, then initialize these instance variable by writing one default constructor and one parameterized constructor with the arguments. So only this much, a class design with two constructors you are writing. Anyhow, I will come to I will explain what are constructor overloading, all that I will be giving you in the next video. But time being, what is asked in the question, you just write it and you can verify the answers in the next video. Then one more is, define a class product with the instance variable, that is name, st is status, which is nothing but the product as a fast moving, medium moving or slow moving item, like that. Then integer quantity on hand, how much quantity is available this particular product. For this you are going to write in a class parameterized constructor. Already I gave you one example, you can take a help of that and you can write this. To set these instance variable with the arguments, then you are going to create two objects. In the last example I showed you how to create two objects, that is toy and electronic, with the following values. So when you create this object, at the time of creation of an object, for the constructor, because the constructor what you have written is a parameterized one, for that constructor you have to pass the value Barbie for the product name, fast moving for the status, and quantity on hand is 10. So 3 arguments you are passing for this toy object. Then for the second object electronic, product name is given as a laptop, then status of that product is medium, and quantity on hand is 25. So for electronic object, when you create, you have to pass 3 arguments, which is these 3. So after once you pass these 3 values, then you are going to print the details of each product in the main method only. So you don't have any display method in this class, there only in the main method only you are going to print this. Apart from that, there is one more class here with the name person. So we have taken here one age variable. You are going to write one default constructor where the age of that person will be set with 17. Then you are going to write one main method, that is in one more class you are going to create an object. Then you are going to increase the age by 1 and you are going to display. So increasing and display will be done in the main method itself. Write these 4 homework questions and come for the next video. Thank you.